Hi, welcome to another episode of Practical Programming. Today's problem would be related to counting divisors. So let's have a look at the details of the question. So in this, the question says we would be given with three numbers. First, initial number, then the final number, which gives us a range between these two, and the divisor. What we need to find out is how many times this range is, any number in this range is divisible by that divisor number. And let's have a look at what kind of input and output we are looking at. If our input is like this, 6, 10 and 2, we need to show output of 3, which means is 6 is our initial number, 10 is our final number, and 2 is the divisor. So let's try to understand our problem. So initial is 6, final is 10, and divisor is 2. So if you draw a line with all the indexes in it, 1 to 10, so we get that 6 is our initial number, 10 is the final number. So we get the range, which is 6 to 10, and we need to find out how many numbers are divisible by 2. We know 6 and 8 and 10 are divisible, so we're gonna come up with the answer is 3. So we need to write code for this. So let's go to our IntelliJ IDEA and try to come up with a code. Great, now that we are in my favorite place in this whole computer, let's try to come up with the weirdest name possible. Test 106. What I'm trying to solve? Counting device. Oops, right. Source. Cool. Why the O is uppercase? Cool. Now that we have class, let's do public static void main. That's a shortcut to create this main method. This out, and let me just run that, hoping the project still runs. Alright, there we go. So it's still in running condition. So we know we would be given with input like three inputs: final, initial and final number, and the divisor. So let's try to get that. Private static final scanner. So this would help us get, let's initialize that. This shall help us get the input from the user. System dot, oops, my bad. System dot in. Let's take input from the user. Before I do that, you know what? Let me just write this. Input, first input should be initial number is equal to scanner next int. Okay, what I did is, let me remove this portion. I came over here, I did Control D, so it duplicated the line. So I need another number, right? That would be final number, and I need a divisor. Cool. Now that I have that, we just test this out if the input's been taken properly. Initial number. About file number and divisor. Copy, paste, copy. Oops, pasted wrong place. Let's run this. So if I write 6 initial number, then space 10 the file number, and 2 is divisor. Alright, I am able to get that. So let's try to solve this problem now. So okay, let's try to do an easy way, the worst way possible. I'm gonna do a for loop and index. So I'm gonna start the index at initial number, because that's where our number starts. Initial number, and then the final number until that moment. So I need to do equal to, because it's inclusive as well. And we know how to find divisibility. We're gonna do index, because this index gonna change its value from initial number up to final number. I'm gonna do this index mod of 2. If that, not mod of 2, mod of divisor, if that is equal to 0, it means it's completely divisible. So that says that we are able to divide it. So I need to count how many times it was able to divide within that range. So I'm gonna say int count, and let me initialize that to 0, because we don't know what how many times it has been initialized, and I'm gonna do this. What that plus plus means is equal to count plus 1. Okay, but let's just get used to doing this because we're already doing that for loop up over here, and we're gonna say s out, and that would be our count. So let's run that. Just to let you know, this is the worst way of solving the problem. I'll tell you why. First number, let it be 6, then 10 and 2. So we do get the answer 3. You might think, why is this the worst way of solving this problem? When we do get the answer is because this for loop, the way we are handling it is not really efficient. It's because, let's say if you have a huge range, let's say number 1 to a couple of millions, so it's going to run a couple of million times before it can complete its logic, and then you're going to get the output. That is not something we want to do. So let me say this is our method 1. Okay, method 1. So this is a type kind of a function for Kotlin users. Okay, let me just take out this code over here so we don't get rid of that. Okay, now that I have that, to Control D, copy that, and we're gonna create an let me just skip that. I commented that by doing Control and /, and what I need to do here is make this method. What I would like to do is to find out another way by which we can achieve the same, but to do it much more efficiently. So I did find one way, I did solve it efficiently, but it was in form of intervals, and I would still say it was skipping some of the numbers but not all of them, so still wasn't efficient enough. But on the internet, thanks to somebody, I don't know who it is, but thank you for solving that problem the way they did. It was much better, so I'm gonna show you that. So let's put the number 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. Let's say we are here, which is our initial number, and our final number is at 10, and our divisor is 2, so we know it's divided by 2 and it's by 10. What if we do this instead? Divide the entire range. Okay, I mean from 1 to 10, divide everything. So let's just divide 10. What do we get is 5. What I'm trying to say is, if you divide 10 by 2, you're gonna get 5. And then as 6 is inclusive in our range, let's pick 5 and we'll divide 5 by 2. If you divide 5 by 2, what you're gonna get is 2. So what I'm trying to do is to pick this number, this entire range. If you pick 10, the entire range should be divided by 2 and you get 5, and then you pick here 5, so you get this, how many numbers are divisible within this range. There are 2, this and 4. 2 and 4 are divisible, so you get that. So once you have that, what you need to do is 5, the entire entire range is divisible by 5 times, then minus 2 is equal to 3. So you actually get this range by doing that, which you actually want. So why do you think this would be faster? Let's have a look at it. So say total, okay, my bad, and total number, oh boy, number of times divisible. We're gonna do this, we're gonna say our final number. Okay, let me just do this. Okay, one thing I'm good at is copy pasting. Trust me, I am. Let's say that is our initial number. Okay, we're gonna do this final number divided by divisor. So we're gonna get the entire 1 to 10, how many times is divisible, which is 5, we know, and another one be int offset divisibility. So what I mean by offset is, we're gonna not take 6, we're gonna count 5 instead. So it would be like this. initial number minus 1, so that's how we're gonna reach to 5, and then we're gonna do divided by divisor, and what we're gonna get is if you divide 5 by 2 we're gonna get 2. So here we get this I'm assuming the following in these numbers. So if I do this I get 5, and here I'm gonna get 2. So let's say now my count would be like this: total number of times divisible minus offset, which we are not interested in. We are interested into this subtracted by this, so which will get range of these numbers, and I can say s out count. So if you look at this, there's no for loop and it's straightforward code. We're going to run once and it's going to be much more efficient, way more efficient actually. Let's run that code. I'm going to say 6, 10 and 2. I get 3, and it's very fast. Not that I can make out much because my range is not huge. So let's say 3, no, let me say 15, and then I'm going to say 30, and let me say 3. So we know it is divisible by 5 times. Not 5 times, 15 is inclusive, right? So it's going to take 15 into term and it's going to divide all the way to 30. So 6 is actually right. I guess the code is working better than I can think. Well, thank you so much for your time, and you have a great day, and please subscribe that I can make more videos.